Hello students, my name is Bridgit. We are going to proceed from where we left last time. So communication skills, and the topic is study skills. So we are going to proceed from study skills. We are going to define what is studying, requirements for study. We are going also to discuss how to keep your written notes safe, the use of exercise books, the planning of a study schedule, and methods of study. So first we are going to define what is studying. So our topic is studying skills. Studying skills. So what's the meaning of studying? So people normally confuse reading and studying. So reading, you know what's the meaning of reading as we discussed last time. And studying, you can define as the process that you can use to understand, remember and recall the information. That is studying. Studying is the process of, so this is the process that you use to understand, remember and recall the information. So this is the meaning of the term studying. So we go to requirements for study. So these are what you require to study. In order to study, you require a budget. So this budget, you can use it to buy some pens, books, notebooks, and other stationaries. So that's budgeting. We go to keeping of written notes. How you keep your written notes while studying. So number one is use of files. There are so many types of files. You can use those files to store your information, the information you wrote. Also, file also you can use to arrange your work, your written notes from your study. Secondly, we have use of exercise books. So exercise books also can store information from what you study. Especially the larger size, we call it A4 or larger size. Those are generally good books to store your information. So those are the two, use of files and use of exercise books. We go to planning a study schedule. So this is how you plan, how you study. So this planning schedule is the responsibility, we can say, is the responsibility to develop your mind and to plan for all work you will do during your study. It's a responsibility to develop your mind and to plan for all work you'll be doing during your study. So that's planning, and we go to, if you do not plan well for your study, these are likely to occur. Number one, you can use a lot of time in studying if you do not plan well. You can work, you can study less because of lack of commitment. So you lack commitment without proper planning, you lack commitment. Number three is you will not study difficult tasks. or questions. You will not attempt or read difficult book. So those are what's likely to happen when you do not plan well. We go to objectives of study. Objectives of study skills. So at the end of this lesson, study skills, you should be able to make study timetable for easily planning of your work. Number 2, you should be able to choose a good place for your study. The third one, you should know which time to study, your flexible time. Number 4, you should be able to learn and choose which are the best methods to study and to form study group. So those are the objectives of study skills. We have another topic called a study timetable. So when you are studying, you need a timetable for you not to waste your time and everything. So when drawing a study timetable, the following should be considered. So these are consideration for drawing a study timetable. So the first one in making the study timetable is a self-study hour. Your timetable should be drawn should be drawn at the time when should be placed in hours when you are free. So let's say when you are free in the evening, your study timetable should be, let's say, between 5 to 9 p.m. The second one is the number of units. The number of units you are going to study. The third one is the discussion hour. The fourth one is the time for break. You should give yourself a break to walk around, maybe to go for meals. And the third one is leisure or recreation hours. You should give yourself time for leisure. So we go to a place of study. So a place of study is, we have other factors to consider when choosing a place of study. So these are the factors to consider when choosing a place of study. So number 1, you should study in a quiet place. The second one, your table should be clear. The third one, you should not sit on a sofa set. You should have a chair and a table. So if you decide to read on a sitting room, face the wall, not people. Let's say this is a sitting room and this people's space, you should choose to stay here and face the wall, not the people. So the fourth one, you should avoid sitting near a window, because when you sit near a window, you might be peeping outside, trying to see what's happening there, and you'll be distracted. We have the time of study. So the time of study, these are consideration for your time. You should pay, when you are studying, you should pay attention to the following. Let's say be physical fit. You should not be distracted. The second one, you should eat and sleep properly. The third one, take a break. And the fourth one, you change activity when boredom sets in. When you get bored, you immediately change the activity. So we go to methods of study. Methods of study. So for you to study effectively, you should carry out the following activities. For you to study properly, you should read and make notes. That's the first one. The second one is think as you study and do not just read. So while reading, you just study. When you are reading, when you are reading, do not just read while concentrating. The third one, you should try to understand and memorize the objectives of what you are reading. And the fourth one is read widely. Read broadly so that you can get more information about that specific topic you are going to read. So the other one is you should draw the relationship between the content that you read. Draw the relationship. The third one is discuss with fellow students or with your academic advisors. That's a discussion, engage in a discussion. So we go to another topic, that is study or discussion groups. We go to discussion groups. So what are the advantages of discussion groups? So number one, you are responsible for your own work, as you can plan your work as you wish. The second one, you can be able to make use of limited resources like textbooks by sharing with group. You can learn from one another. You can get more information. You can revise for examination since you can cover more work as a group than individual. We go to another topic, that is preparing for and taking examination. So while you prepare for an examination, so preparation has the following benefits. So when you prepare, you are focused to revise previous work. You work in a large unit than you normally do. You take wider views and perceive relationship of the parts of the world. So those are benefits of preparation for an examination. We have steps in preparation for examination. Steps in preparation. First, you should find out the number of topics, the number of papers, you are going to discuss, to sit for, the number of questions also, how long the paper will be, the choice of question to be answered, if they are heavily weighted or not. What do you review? We go to, after the steps, we go to what you can review. What do you review when preparing for your exams? So number one, you'll review your lectures notes, study notes, relevant past papers, and main ideas highlighted in your textbooks. So that's what you should review while preparing for your exams. We go to how do you review these lecture notes, study notes, and relevant past papers. So how do you review this? So you review by writing short notes, pre-reading to a minimum, plan your answer to a question. Also, you can test yourself by answering some of the questions. at a time. We go to taking examinations also. After preparing how to review, we go to taking examination. So on receiving the question paper during the examination, so you should do the following before you start answering the question. So the first one, you can check to find out that you have received the correct question paper for the specific topic, for the specific unit you are going to sit for. The second one, you write your registration number on the answer booklet, the code and the title. The third one, you read the instructions carefully. The fourth one, you read through all questions. Number 5, you select questions you wish to answer, the questions you understand. The final one, you allocate your time. You allocate your time for the following: planning your answer, writing the answer, checking the answer for grammatical correctness. So also you should check the following on your if you want to do well in the exams. The first one, you should check the answer. You should answer any compulsory question. You should answer the right number of questions. So answer each question as full as you can within the time. So answer all questions you attempt. So in examination, you should not do the following. You should not do the following. Do not discuss the paper because you'll be disqualified. Do not leave the exam room before the time ends. And before you answer your booklets, make sure that you do not written, before giving out your booklet, you make sure you have written your registration number and the code and the title. And the fourth one, you should, so the fourth one, you should read the question that you are answering and keep referring to it as you write. This will enable you to do the sections correctly. We also have the tips in tackling different types of exam questions. How to tackle different types of questions. So we go to essay questions. And how to deal with essay questions. The first one, you should write an outline for your answer. So those are the specific points that you will tackle, and this will help you to know how much time you take for each. The second one, you'll get the right to the answer without repeating the question. So express your answer in a clear language. The fourth one, do not give personal opinion unless asked for. And the final one, you edit your work. You will peruse your essay if it's clear and understandable. So the second one is multiple choice question, how to tackle the multiple choice question. So the first one, you should try to eliminate one or two incorrect answers, obviously. The second one, sometimes a question will give you a clue of the answer to an earlier question, and that's how you should do. We have the problem solving. So this is generally physics or mathematics question. So how to approach it is, you should approach them just like you approach your homework. or assignments. The second one, you should revise your answers so that you can correct careless mistakes. So that comes to the end of our topic today, that is studying skills. And so about the study skills, so the questions you might be asked in this topic is to discuss what is studying and objectives of studying in communication skills. You can also be asked what are the forms of keeping your notes. So those are use of files and exercise books. So you can also be asked what are the forms for you to study there well. So we have a study timetable, place of study should be quiet. We said timetable study, place of study, time, method of study, discussion, and others. So that comes to the end of our topic 5. So in the next lesson, we are going to discuss the academic writing, the writing process, and others. Generally, we are going to discuss the academic writing. So thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate. Let's meet next time when we are discussing the academic writing. So thank you for your time. Let's meet.